How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're going to be jumping into what should be a nice short little adventure game. This is an indie adventure game developed in January of 2017 by Mattis Folkestad, called Milkmaid of the Milky Way. This story focuses around a milkmaid named Ruth, whose cows are abducted by an alien spaceship, and I guess she has to try and save them or something. That's about all I know. This is just another one of those games that I randomly stumbled across while I was browsing sales on Good Old Games, and the title was a little bit unusual, and I wasn't sure about it at first, but we're going to check it out and see how it goes. It's got an estimated playtime of about 1.5 to 2.5 hours, so should be a fun, quick little adventure game. So let's go ahead and jump into it and see how it goes. In a fjord, a girl entered bovine Western Norway, 1929. This is a story from Calf Ledge, a small farm perched on a mountain edge. Milkmaid of the Milky Way. Game and music by Mattis Folkestad. Another restless night. Luckily the storm had passed. The fields were wet, but the sun was rising fast. Enough hours spent in bed, I heard impatient mooing from the shed. A little bit of rhyming, okay. Milking and dairy were my priorities. Today, Erland was coming to pick up the cheese. Alright, no rhyming there. My milk bucket and tools were gone. So strange. Had a thief wandered through this mountain range? That's our menu, okay. Cheese, mother's recipe. Pour fresh milk in separator. Separate the skim milk. Keep the cream for later. The milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to boil. Add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Stir, stir, stir the pot. Butter. The churner must be... whole journal here. I wonder if I am supposed to read all this. Alright, so we read the recipe. Butter. The churner must be full of cream. Beat it hard. Go full steam, churn the butter till it's thick. It should become hard and stick. Remember to keep it cool or else will melt to a pool. Today I repaired the separator and added a feature to the accelerator. When I separate the milk and the cream, it automatically runs down in a stream. Ready for butter making, leaves time for bread baking. Remember to grease the door, it's been stuck before. Hinges need oil or grease when they sound like a flock of geese. At school today, a boy brought a bike. He laughed and said, "You'll fall, I swear." Riding it was harder than it looked. but it felt so good to feel the wind in my hair. Last day of school, I'm feeling down. I'm needed at the farm, so I'm leaving town. Edvardson, my teacher, was sad to see me leave. You have a knack for science. There's so much you can achieve. Okay. I think that's enough of the diary for now. I took some firewood, but it was wet. Everything had soaked in the rain, I bet. It was good I didn't need more wood. Can we go back inside? The spinning wheel was for making yarn, but we no longer kept sheep in our barn. We made the cheese in kettles like these. Take the spoon? I took the spoon, I would need it soon. You cranked the separator, your hand ablaze, to force the cream and milk part ways. My modification was clever. Without any clutter, the cream would trickle down to be churned to butter. Had I been visited by a vandal, the separator was missing its handle. What should I do? I drew a blank. I couldn't make butter without the crank. My parents' portrait, their wide open stare, they seemed to be following me everywhere. Reading books was my greatest passion. Erland would give me my weekly ration. Up here I had no one to impress, so I wore my pants instead of my dress. That was where I slept lately not so well. Strange sounds woke me up like an alarm bell. Alright, can we... back outside. Let's go over here to the barn, I guess. Alright, we got 4 cows. One does not look like the others. Like Luke, I don't know how you pronounce that, was patient and astoundingly clever. I raised her as a calf, she'd known me forever. Okay. How about the other ones? The cows needed milking, I saw from their shudders. They tiptoed impatiently with bulging udders. Okay. Tree? What is happening? Growing fruit had been Mother's quest. They usually didn't grow here out west. Even when I stretched my hand, elbow and knee, I couldn't reach the fruit in the tree. What if we use this? Can we get it with the spoon? Yes, we can. The fruit had a certain appeal with its fresh smell and yellow peel. Alright, we got a lemon, I guess. Doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go here. What about down here? We go this way. Okay. Looks like we can. Sitting down gave me time to ponder. Was this the life I wanted at the farm yonder? What's this? I would get it out if I could, but the nail was stuck in the wood. Probably not. Finally, I removed that stubborn nail, my greatest conquest, a fairy tale. Alright, we got a nail using... I'm surprised the spoon worked for that. Alright, here's our bucket, looks like. How'd the bucket ended up here? Had the wind made it disappear? Alright, what's up here? Alright. Just a big wide open field. A metal pole to use as tether. The boat had sunk in stormy weather. Okay. I guess that'll come up later. Maybe. What can we do here? It would keep me up at night, the thought of falling, the fear of heights. Fear of heights, okay. The lake was crystal clear and frigid. Swimming here would leave you rigid. Alright, so no swimming. I like that she moves quickly. Here's another area, looks like. Had the rock fallen from the mountainside, it was 2 meters tall and 1 meter wide. What did that say? It looked like a huge salt stone, its shape mysterious and unknown. Thread nail with 90-degree bends, solid metal, square-shaped ends. As I suspected, the rock was unaffected. A piece had fallen off the rock. I picked up a decently sized block. I came to a halt. It looked and tasted like salt. Alright. Salt lick for the cows, maybe? Farm here. Now that we have our bucket, is there anywhere down here to go? The farm was perched on a mountain high, stuck between the earth and sky. Town was a 3-hour hike away. The cows needed herding. I needed to stay. Alright, back to the barn. Let's use the bucket on the cow. Alright, girls, time to squeeze out some milk for the butter and cheese. After milking as always, I led the cows up to graze. Until evening, the cows could do as they pleased, but I needed to finish the butter and cheese. Alright. Yeah, go ahead and save. Oh, maybe that was an autosave sound, is what I was hearing. Alright, butter and cheese. Alright, so we needed a handle. I wonder if we can use the sturdy nail for that. An idea in my mind, like a lit candle, maybe the nail could be used as a handle. As far as I could tell, the nail fit really well. Alright, let's use the milk. No time to wait, the milk was ready to separate. The churn was filled to the brim and the milk was nice and skim. Before the butter could be eaten, it had to be churned, it had to be beaten. Butter was done, ready for Erlen's next pickup run. Next, the cheese had to be made, but missing ingredients had me delayed. Cheese. Dairy farming is hard, especially the cheese. I should write down Mother's recipes. Father is out with the pregnant cows. Taking good care of the herd is his thing. Mother is busy inside the house. I'm looking forward to seeing the offspring. Cow died in birth, we mourn. I named the calf Lake when born. I'll take care of you, I said. She's so sweet, she's bottle fed. Dark spots on white, she sure has a healthy appetite. Mother and father are having a row. He's angry and says she needs rest. She's talking about a strange glow she's seen on the mountain crest. Lately I've observed that she's been so reserved. Where's the cheese recipe? Doesn't say. Like is growing. She's now eating grass. Work is hard. I miss going to class. Mother is quiet. So is father. I keep to my chores and try not to bother. I like to experiment. That's just me. I tried to make... Is that supposed to be lemonade? Looks like lemonade. From the fruit from the tree. Edvardson taught about acids and bases. My drink was so sour it shrunk our faces. Mother didn't come home from the mountain. Father is paralyzed. I'm walking around crying like a fountain, somehow not surprised. They gathered the men and arranged a search. The village went out to look. Even the priest came from the church. But no one was found, and neither nanny nor crook. They found her scarf on the cliff. When I heard, I went stiff. Mother would never do such a thing. Now father is alone with his wedding ring. Keep your head up, finish your bowl, father says and scratches his head. Sorrow has taken a chunk of his soul. He spends most of his time in bed. We built a cairn, a statue of stone, a memory of the adored. We cried and laughed, us alone, the last two in the fjord. Father told me I had to be strong. He needed my work at the farm. My duties are taking all day long, chores that wear out my arm. A strange past year, a quiet time, no guests are coming to stay, a guilty question, but is it a crime to imagine leaving someday? For over a month, father's been sick. His health has seen a decline, his eyes watery, his voice thick. The farm's obligation is mine. Father is better, but not as before. He says he's not of much use. Ireland is helping sell our produce in the village so we don't go poor. On his weekly trips, he talks of building ships, jobs, and new careers down at the piers. Last week I called for the doctor to come. It took him hours to arrive. Father was ill and totally glum, more dead than alive. Today is the day. A year has passed since father left this earth. Things have gone by so fast. Work keeps me busy for what it's worth. I read a book, a fascinating tale of the future and what it can entail. Cannonballs flying to the moon. I read it in one afternoon. Summer is ending. There's a change in the weather. Restlessness and loneliness together. This is my life. I need to stay, even if sometimes I wish I was far away. Oh, the cheese was literally the first thing. Okay. That's a bit of sad backstory. Alright, pour fresh milk in separator. Separate skim milk, keep the cream for later. Milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to a boil. Add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Stir the pot. Alright, so we need vinegar and salt. We have salt already. Do we get vinegar from the fruit? Stir the pot. We need to boil the milk. Alright. So we need to make a fire. Can we... The wood was wet, soggy, not dry yet. Wood was too wet. I had to admit it needed to dry before it was lit. So how do we dry the wood? Then I'll decide that wasn't even worth a try. The lemon was terribly sour, impossible to directly devour. A big fat brick of mountain butter thick. The milk should be boiled before it was spoiled. Cows graze lazily on the mountain grass. For a cow, this was definitely first class. Alright, how do we dry the wood out? Probably not here. I couldn't use that there, maybe it was needed elsewhere. I know where it's needed, I just don't know how to dry it. we combine it with the salt to absorb the water? Probably not. Okay, not the cliff. Where was the salt block? It's up here. As I suspected, the rock was unaffected. So it's soggy, not dry yet. Alright, what am I missing here? Sometimes I would just sit and think. Not dry yet. It doesn't look like there's anything else here in the barn. And we can't go into town. Spinning wheel? It needed to dry before it was lit. How do I dry it? Put the milk in the kettle. Skim milk in the pot, now it needed to get hot. Wood I'd have to acquire if I wanted to light a fire. I have wood. How do I dry the wood? To add the salt? This must be salt. I was reasoning and threw in a good pinch of seasoning. Vinegar from the fruit. Squeeze the lemon from the garden, hoping it would make the cheese harden. Remember to grease the door, it's been stuck before. Hinges need oil or grease when they sound like a flock of geese. Something maybe? No. Nothing here to pick up. Be missing something, or maybe wood dry if I just run around a bunch? Is there something I missed here? Oh, I can go up here. Awfully windy. The flowers I had left here were dry as a bone after being left out in the wind all alone. With the sudden gust, the dry flowers turned to dust. The cairn was a place I would go to cry. This time I left the wet wood to dry. Father and me had built this for Mother. A year later, a memorial for another. In time, the wood would dry, so I decided to say goodbye. Alright, let's just leave and come back. Is it dry? The wood had dried, now it was bona fide. For some reason, I thought we weren't going to be able to come up here until after we got a boat or something. But, alright. So now I guess we can go back and try and start the fire. Alright, back to the house. Alright, and now something was wrong. The smoke didn't leave. The chimney was broken, I was led to believe. The chimney. Oh. Rocks were scattered, the chimney had crumbled. Damn that storm, I mumbled. Use the spoon on this. That didn't work. I should have known. The chimney was made from rocks and stone. Now what? How do I move the rocks? Can't go back inside. Is there anything else I can do here on the roof? Rocks were I can't move them with the spoon. Didn't work. I should have. The chimney's made from rocks and stone. There must be something I'm missing then. Different world up here, Mother had said. Past these rocks the cows were fed. I don't think there's anything else up here. And pick up more wood. Picked up some rocks, squarish like flat blocks. Ah, I can make a new chimney, I guess. Alright. Up on the roof. The stones I'd found were just the right type. I started to mend the broken pipe. Alright. And now we stir the pot. The cheese was ready. I said out loud, this would have made Mother proud. Just as the chores were done for the day, "Hey, Ruth," I heard a voice and a neigh. It was Erlen, no doubt. I'm coming right out. The trail up here will someday be my death, Erlen said, short of breath. Oh, okay, we have our first dialogue options. Snarky, pleasant, or straightforward. Let's be snarky. I was used to his banter and taunting and talking. You village boys do too much sitting and too little walking. So you're wearing pants today. Very manly, I must say. Snarky again. At least I don't have an open fly, I said and looked him in the eye. He smiled and scratched his ear. How are things up here? Honest. I've had this strange feeling lately. I haven't been sleeping greatly. His mind seemed distant, like thoughts persistent. I hoped I wasn't giving him any displease, so I changed the subject to butter and cheese. Ah, about the dairy, he was looking wary. It's not as easy to sell as before. People are buying margarine at the store. Ugh. Really, margarine? Tasteless fat from a machine. Trust me, I'm just like you, up in arms. The townsfolk just won't buy from the farms. This put me in a squeeze. What about my mountain cheese? Well, as far as I can tell, the cheese is easier to sell, but it's not like before when customers ran down my door. Come see the changes. You'd be surprised for sure. They even have this thing called haute couture. Vague. The only thing I could say, maybe some other day. Arlen looked up, a slight change in tone. So you'll continue up here all alone? It feels just like yesterday. I promised my father I'd stay. They're looking for workers down at the dock. The money is good if you work the clock. Better than farming and digging up gravel. With the money we make, we could even travel. I can't part ways with this place. You should think it over, of course. I've already sold the horse. I looked at his face and said, please, can you help me sell my butter and cheese? I'll sell the cheese, but the butter you can toss. It'll be the scrawny villager's loss. Alright. Aliens now? I woke up with a feeling strong that something was wrong. Chilly outside, a smell in the air, something felt wrong, I swear. It was good, I didn't need wood. Run to the barn? Missing cow. Fear grew in me, a dark stir. Like was missing, I needed to find her. Probably not here. Northern Lights. Oh, what's happening up here? The salt block. The collar. I looked down, guess what I found? Like cowbell on the ground. A light seemed to radiate from the salty rock slate. It gave me a feeling I couldn't define. A chill went down my spine. Can we interact with it? No. Oh no, the cow's in the river. Like was stuck, she couldn't get out. My voice was weak, I tried to shout. If I tried to drag her ashore, I'd end up on the ocean floor.
Well, I'm telling you, fellas, you're gonna want that cowbell.
I banged the bell with great tension. It seemed to work. It got her attention. Please swim towards me for heaven's sake, like swim blind in the dark, cold lake.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Come on, cow. This was working, I could tell. Like was hearing me banging the bell.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah. A little more, she would make it ashore. There, I said to us both. I'll always take care of you, that is my oath. After a sleepless night, I led the cows to graze. It felt good to feel the sun in my face. Did I had to clean out the manure? These were the things a farmer must endure. Aliens. Okay. The thunderous sound, the heat you could feel. Apparition was so strange it could make you kneel. Was it a dream? No, it was real. Run. Get back to the cows. The cows then what? Oh no. They took my cows, lifted. I missed it. Suddenly the ship took off with a hiss. Hey, you're not getting away with this. just beneath my heart was pounding. I gritted my teeth. Come on, jump. If I'd jump, I'd need quite some speed and time my leap perfectly to succeed. Now. My head was hurting, truth be told, but at least I'd found my foothold. Now that I hadn't died, I had to find a way inside. These won't budge, I said with a grudge. The ship was built by metal somehow. It sloped smoothly towards the bow. That hatch had a small gap on one side, but still it was stuck no matter how I pried. Wooden spoon would snap off if I pushed it into such a narrow gap. Alright, we're missing something then. It was unlike any aeroplane I'd seen. No propellers, it was a hovering machine. It was a strange-looking panel with holes. There didn't seem to be any controls. There was no plan. I wasn't being clever, but maybe the spoon could be used as a lever. The spoon stuck out a bit, but otherwise it was perfectly fit. Butter? It seemed the lever was used to obstruct the steam coming from the duct. I bent down to investigate. It was a very hot metal plate. The butter went from a thick, hard piece to a melted oil, a pool of grease. I have an idea. Alright, can we take back the spoon? Or we just need to use the grease on, it was this panel, right? Maybe the melted butter would grease the edges of this metal piece. The butter filled the edges and disappeared. That was my last chance, I feared. The hatch would still not budge. Maybe if I... fudge. Okay, we made it on the ship. I had bruised my lip, but was inside the ship. Through the walls, I felt vibration, maybe coming from the ventilation. It was dark down that way, and my eyes were used to the light of day. There was a sheet or panel that I couldn't dismantle. I felt fear. I heard footsteps near. The old man spoke in a strange tongue, his voice and face far from young. Instead of trying to understand, I turned away and ran from the man. The queen-like figure stared with eyes so tense. She spoke in a language that made no sense. I told her quite frankly, I don't understand. Your words must arrive from a faraway land. I think in that moment we both understood. Speaking like this would do us no good. Her words sounded strange, but now they made sense. She asked me my name, her voice slightly tense. I told her the truth. My name is Ruth. Ruth, she said, her eyes narrow. It sent a tremor through my marrow. This is the Veda. Welcome aboard. You managed to get here of your own accord. I am Amrita. Call me impressed. Getting on board must have been quite a quest. What can I say? I faced my fear. I couldn't just stay and see my cows disappear. This youthful irreverence, I find it refreshing. This might all have been a blessing. I needed to ask Ahem, where are my cows and why did you take them? Your questions are many, I'm sure. Let me rather give you a tour. Come, she said, and gestured me to follow. Down the corridor, our footsteps sounded hollow. Welcome to the Veda. Come with me. There is much to show and much to see. There's nothing to see. It's none of your concern. You don't want to get lost, child. Her voice was stern. This is the biodome, our holy retreat. Here the animals sleep and eat. The dome was filled with air and light. It truly was a magnificent sight. This is the high point of our tour. As you can see, your cows are secure. As I asked, my heart nearly skipped a beat. Are my cows merely food for your beasts to eat? Amrita laughed. Milk beasts are herbivores. They are peaceful and only eat grass, of course. All I could say, what are they? Once the milk beasts were plentiful and diverse. Now these are the last four in the universe. Amrita's head hung low. Whoa, the last bull died eons ago. What did you do to my head with your wand just before? I said. The brief pain notwithstanding, it gave you the gift of understanding. I must see your cows. I got word from our herdsman. He says they're wonderful, quite the specimen. I let out a huge breath of relief. They hadn't ended up as ground beef. This is Pal, our expert on bovine. He says your cows are divine. His voice was old, I must admit. These are beautiful, a perfect fit. A perfect fit, you say, for what, if I may? For the sacrifice, of course, he said without remorse. What sacrifice? Tell me now, and no lies. Girl, please stop your crying. You see, our breed is slowly dying. Through vision blurred I heard, only your cows can save our herd. My heart sank like a stone. You kill my cows to save your own. Not kill per se, but a sacrifice must be made, I'm sorry to say. What does this sacrifice comprise, and why does it lead to my cow's demise? I understand what I'm saying is bold. We transfer youth from the young to the old. To believe it must be seen, let me show you the age machine. Her voice was proud. She said, Ruth, this is the machine that regains lost youth. Your cows will save our holy herd when we have their age transferred. Why do you need my cows for this? It felt like being swallowed by an abyss. A trade must be made for aging to reverse. These are the laws of the universe. Matter for matter, they must be the same. Age is an ember, but youth is a flame. You can't make me, I can choose. I won't let you, I refuse. Amrita tilted her head and smiled. You act like you have a say in this, child. I'm taking my cows, I'm leaving the ship, I said with a stiff upper lip. The young believe they hold the power, but time will grind your bones to flour. My knees went weak, I could not speak. Walk, whispered a voice, I followed it without choice. Don't worry, Ruth, I'll only take your youth. Bones bent, skin crawled, heart pounding, my mind appalled. What the heck? I'm happy to see you up and awake. I'm sure you're confused. Your body must ache. The man seemed understanding. I didn't have to explain that every part of my body was in excruciating pain. Why is my body different? I asked in dismay, and why has my blonde hair turned so gray? Your youth was stolen by our queen when she put you in the age machine. His shocking words cut me like a knife with the proof I was at the end of my life. But what can I do? Can it be reversed? Can I get young again, or am I cursed? I'd love to help you, but I have no years to spare. The ship is filled with elders as far as I'm aware. Now please excuse me, I have lots of work to do. The feast is soon upon us, and I would hide if I were you. Please don't touch that drink, it's not ready, I think. I picked up the empty jar. Now where was the nearest bar? The woman looked like a great-grandparent, just skin and bones, almost transparent. Were all these elders here at rest the results of Amrita's youth-obsessed quest? One of these people had probably been agile, and now they looked close to death, so fragile. I hadn't been here long. Everything seems to be in order here. I'll have to go back to my brewing beer. I hadn't been here long, but I guessed it meant that something was wrong. A glowing matter was shining so great under this stuck, bent metal plate. It looked like the rising beam of light could reverse gravity, but just not quite. It's hard on my body to kneel, but I picked up a bolt made of steel. Let's push this button again and run back. Come on, go, go, go. Alright, let's take his whatever this is. Swap it with that one. Smelled faintly of yeast, but it was cold at least. Yeast. Didn't really have any plans, but I needed tools, not just my hands. A tool. Is there anywhere else I can go? Okay, yes. The sewing looked terribly painstaking. What, may I ask, are you making? Oh my stars, I'm going to be sick. This cape I'm making is far too thick. Amrita demands a flowing cape, but my fabrics are heavy and won't hold its shape. Can't make this cloth fly like silk. It's time before... in time before the Feast of the Milk. As the lady who was sewing, hello there, how's it going? Hello dear, I'm awfully occupied. Her face looked puffy like she'd recently cried. I'm Ruth the Milkmaid, I said. I'm Anissa, I work with needle and thread. Do you know a way to get young again? Maybe I could trade years with someone younger, with some younger men. The seamstress went quiet, her sewing slow. She muttered, "I'm sorry, I wouldn't know." This is Halim, the last boy on board. He must be hidden until order is restored. If Amrita finds out, all hope is lost. We must keep him a secret at all cost. When I grow up, I'll change the rules. I won't let the queen treat us like fools. Halim, my boy, your time will come, but now I need you to keep mum. Now quick, go hide, Anissa cried. Looks like the ship's engine room. There's a revolving spool spinning like a whirlpool. Able to stare, there was nothing there. Crate. He looked up and said with certain snide, "To use the dimensional focuser, you need to be qualified. Let me set you straight, no one touches my void crate." It looked like some kind of blueprint, symbols so tiny I had to squint. Lady, hold still, no one touches my power drill. Don't touch that, he said with a scoff. That power tooth will rip your face right off. What are you repairing? I asked and looked at the strange thing. This is a hover sled, an older design. We used it to herd our bovine. But there's been problems with the steering. It has a tendency to suddenly start veering. And of course, no one here can ride the sled. We're too old and soon we'll all be dead. Do you need help to fix it? I can aid. You just have to teach me the tools of the trade. There's not much you can do to help, I think, unless you'd get me something cool to drink. What, the east? Oh, it's beer. Right. You're a kind woman. You're the first who's come down here to quench my thirst. You look new. Have I seen you before? And what did you come down here for? I explained my dire situation. Fist shook his head for the whole duration. How can she demand our support when all she does is extort? If I wasn't this old, I'd disobey. My power tools would sure make way. You can help to fix it, not what you can do. You already helped me by giving me the drink. How about the screw? Looks like an elevator bolt to me. You can borrow my drill to get those free. Normally I don't lend out my tools, but you've been so kind I'm bending the rules. Alright. Alright folks, we're coming up to about an hour, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here, and we'll pick it up next time and go check out that panel, see if we can remove those screws now. I don't know how far we are into the game. I'm assuming we're at least about halfway. So I'll try and finish this one in the next episode. Keep this one short. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.